Hi, my name is Petter Dessne and I work as a lecturer at the University of Borås in Sweden. This is a short presentation of how to search for academic articles and also how to insert references in Word via the software called EndNote. It's really nice, so let's take a look. Okay, so let's start out and let's say that I want to write something about big data and sustainability, whatever I want to write. The first thing I would do is actually not to start looking for academic papers, but to start looking at Wikipedia. Because here you have a very nice, usually when it comes to things like this, you have very nice wordings and information about what the different subjects are. For example, big data. As you see, it's a quite long article, but it's not too long, and it's much easier to read than academic papers. Okay, and then very nice feature is that you have all these nice references about big data, which is a great starting point in case you're searching for academic papers. 164 if you want to read them all. But of course, do this intelligently. I mean, all of these references are perhaps not of interest to you. Okay, back to the University of Borås and where you can search for your papers. So let's insert big data with quotes, insert two words, and also sustainability. If you wonder why these appear, it's because I've done this search before. And I click the search button and let's see what pops up. Big data sustainability. And I get a lot of results. And let's only retrieve academic papers. But I will miss out on some interesting information, like some doctoral theses doing this. Let's also change the publication date, so only say the last 3 years. Okay, and here we have a couple of papers. Now let's move to Microsoft Word. I've already created a mock-up document here with 2 references, and there's also a reference section here on the next page. These have actually been retrieved from EndNote, and you'll see why and how quite soon. Okay, so Edson and Seal, I've already downloaded these. And how would big data support societal development and environmental sustain? This sounds very, very nice. Let's use this one as well. First, of course, I would read these papers, see if it's something for me, but let's say that it is. Then, without EndNote, I can do this, cite this item, click on my quote, get my quote in Harvard format, and then just copy this and insert in my document. And this would be my reference. Very nice. However, that's not what I want to show. I want to show how to do this with EndNote. EndNote is a software for managing bibliographies and references in your work. This is the English page on a small movie. And this is how to download it to your computer, and also how to download this the style that we're using. Down at the bottom of this window, you can see that it says harvard_hb.ens, and this is what you should download to the correct folder. In case you understand Swedish, I think this page is better explaining how this works. Under biblioteket, skriva och referera EndNote. Okay, so back to this page, and what do we want to do? Okay, this one. I click more actions, and I want to export it to EndNote. And here I get my reference, and let's just click it, and it will be imported into EndNote. I can do this other ways as well. I can, for example, I can search for things from EndNote. So I can do a lot of things. And if I click all references, I get to all my references, the old ones and the new one. And if I click one of the references, this is on my computer now. You see all the different information I have here, including the abstract. And I can search for all of these things, I think. So it's very nice. Okay, and I can just close EndNote for now. And let's go back to Word. As I said, these are some things, some references. But let's insert the new one. Some authors claim that big data is really, really big. Okay, some stupid text. There are some errors here, and I will speak about them shortly. Okay, so I just enter a blank here, and let's EndNote. Let's add the note itself, the reference. When I downloaded and installed EndNote and restarted Word, I get an EndNote tab here. And I can use this to go to EndNote and show this software again. I can also do other things, like insert a new citation. So click this and choose the citation. Just double click it, and here I get the new one. Now let's add it again, because I want to write something about these authors. And note that this is the second time, and therefore get Song et al. Instead of all these names. Very nice. Something. But this is not how a reference should look. Instead, it's like this. And then just the year. And to accomplish this, I can right-click the reference, choose Edit Citation. Oh, I see, this is outside the window. Edit Citation, which appeared now when I downloaded EndNote. And then say Exclude Author. Really, really nice. And on top of this, I've also got the new reference here in the correct format in my references list. Still, you would need to take care and see that it's actually the correct format, because sometimes in the references they look a bit strange. So just make sure that everything looks nice. And perhaps you don't want to insert all of this data, for example. And remember that you can change all of this also in EndNote itself. You can manage all the citations there. Also, if I delete all of this, my new sentences, the reference would go away here. So it will be updated automatically. But what about my misspellings here? Well, I can look at the words and see, there is a D missing. But that's really boring. Instead, I can just right-click, and Word tells me what it probably is. Even quicker is to click on the right menu button on my Microsoft computer, my Windows computer, and then just hit Enter. It's as simple as that. Last thing I'm going to show is is how to insert a comment in case you're writing comments to each other. You can do that, I think, from Review or so. I usually click Control-Alt-M to insert a comment. And I can also delete this one if I wish. It's outside the window, but it says delete comment. Okay. So that's how to find information on Wikipedia, how to find information at Summon at the library, how to insert stuff from library in your EndNote library, and how to insert from EndNote library to your Word document, and also some nifty features in Word itself. Good luck with your thesis.